Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality, and today we are making this beautiful fall recycled soda can wreath. And this was a project that I was inspired by on Pinterest. I will put the link down below for where I saw this, and on that link it includes a link for the leaf pattern that you will need for this project. So stay tuned and I will let you know what you need and how to make this beautiful wreath. You will need a Sharpie, jute twine, a metal wreath from the Dollar Tree, ribbon, paint, paint brushes, utility and regular scissors, about 26 cans, hot glue, a dotting tool, and a leaf pattern from the link below. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is take your can and your can opener and cut the tops of the cans off. Just like that. And then take your kitchen scissors or utility scissors and go ahead and cut down there and all the way to the bottom where it comes to the edge there. And then now we just want to cut the flat part of the can out. So I just went all the way around the top. And then all the way around the bottom. Like that. And then I put a paper towel underneath because I did rinse all my cans out, but they're still wet in there. But I'm going to dry them all. And then since it wants to curl around on itself, I'm going to take it and turn it inside out and roll it together so it will lay out flat. Just like that. So it's like this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for all my cans, and I'll be back for the next step. Alright, so I have all of my pieces cut out here, and then I also printed out the template of the leaves and cut each one of them out, and I just did it with copy paper. If you want to use cardstock, you can do that too. But now you will want to take your Sharpie and your leaf patterns and just go through and trace your leaf patterns on all your pieces of your aluminum. After you have them all traced, then now what you want to do is go through and cut all your leaves out of all your pieces. So I will go ahead and get started here and be right back when I'm done. After you have them all cut out, then your next step will be to paint them all the colors that you wish. I have 3 colors here from Target, and they're New Penny, Satin Sailor Blue, and Satin Grape Juice. And the New Penny is a metallic, and it's super pretty. So I'm just going to divide out my pieces and just paint equal amounts of each color, and I will be back after that. Alright guys, so I brought over some of my leaves that I've painted. This is just a third of them, or 2/3. I have the copper still drying a little bit. So the next step that you will want to do is, I have this book, or if you have something a little cushiony that's not so hard, I found it to be easier to do this step, but you will want to turn your leaves over onto the back, and using your tool that has the little ball on the end. This is a Fiskars. I've had this for years, and I think I got it probably at Michael's, but you can also buy these at like a Sally's, like a beauty supply that sells stuff for doing your nails, because they use these in nail salons for when they make the little flowers. And I think you can still buy them at Michael's, and I will link it down below as well. And so you can have one of those, and I don't even know what they're called, but anyway, what I did was I turned my leaf over to the back, and I'm just going to add some detail like the veins of the leaf. So I just took and went up, down through the middle, and then did little ones off to the side, just like that. And so when you turn it over, you can see the lines. And then in the next step after this, we'll be taking a little either sandpaper, or if you have a nail file, and just taking a little bit off the top of the paint, and it helps to see the veins a little bit better. But first, let's go through and put the veins on our leaves. So now I'm going to take my nail file. This is especially made for scrapbooking, to sand things, but you can just take a cheap nail file or a piece of sandpaper, a fine sandpaper, and I'm just going to lightly go over the top of the leaf, especially onto the parts where you did the little niches there. It kind of brings out the veins. See that? So the next step is to take your wreath, and this was purchased from the Dollar Tree, and all your leaves, and just start hot gluing them onto the top of your leaf in the pattern that you would like, alternating the colors and alternating the shapes of the leaves. So I will go ahead and do that now. So now I would like to add a floral bow to the top of my wreath, and I'm going to put that right here where I have this little bit of empty space. This was about 25 or 26 cans that I cut up to make the leaves, and it covered most of it except for this part right here, which is fine. I could go back and add a few more if I wanted to, but I wanted to get this done, and the bow's going to cover it up anyway, so that's fine. So to make this bow, take your ribbon, and this was the ribbon that I found at the Dollar Tree. It's a burlap, and pull out a good length off of your roll, and then pull out a piece. This is about 1 foot, and scrunch it here, turn it, and make a loop. And then you want to scrunch it again right underneath there, loop it out probably about 2.5 inches, pull it to the center, pull it in actually about 2 inches like that, because we're going to have 6 loops total in addition to this center loop here. So we'll make 1 loop, go on this side and make another loop, and you're holding it all underneath here, and then go out a little bit further, see there, and make another loop. Do that on the other side, and then make your 5th loop out a little bit more, just a tiny bit. And then the 6th loop. And then that is the other, pull it out so you have the other tail, and clip that off. And I'm going to take a little piece of my twine and pull it through here and tie this off. And if you have floral wire, you can use that too. I just didn't have any with me at the time, like right now. I just am using what I have here. Just tie that up really good and double knot it. And then you have these ends here that you can tie onto the wreath. So let's go ahead and fluff this up. Just like that. And I'm going to tie it onto my wreath. I ended up pulling a section of my leaves that were right in the front off, just so I could tie it closer to the inside of the wreath, because I liked it better that way. So now I'm just going to glue these back here, and that kind of fills up my empty spot, and I don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to put some glue here. And that's what is nice about the hot glue. You can pull it apart if you need to adjust things. If you want to use the E6000, you could, but this holds pretty good, and for this reason it helped me out. Oops. Just need to hold it on a little bit better. Stick that one back on. Right like that. want to take and trim my ends. All right. Trim them up a little bit better here. There, and like that. Make sure this is the way I want it. And now I want to make a hanger for this, I'm going to take my twine. And I had this ribbon and I thought I would use it, but I don't really like the way it looks. So I'm just going to use the twine to add a little bit of more rustic fall flair to this. So I'm going to take my twine, and I think I'll make it 4 strands thick and just make a little hanger for when I put it on my door. And I'm making this, let's see, I'm gonna make them about 1 yard long, 3 feet. Just like that. 3, 4. Oops. Getting all strung up here. Trim that off. Side. Now I'm just going to tie this on the back of my wreath onto one of the wires here. And I want my bow to be kind of on the side, so like that. So I'm going to tie them right here, and I want to hook them where there's like an intersection of the wire, like right there, just so it stays. So I'm going to go up one side. Through the other side like this. And then I'm just going to tie them up here at the top, and just a simple knot. Just like that. So now it's ready to hang. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you again next time. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality. Bye. God bless.